.1150 KKNW, ease way, I see it no other way. And y'all know the motto. If it's out there, let's talk about it. I'm your host, E-Dawg, alongside two of my legendary co-hosts.
Sweeng One.
Tari Free, Sweeng One. And we can't forget the DJ Hustleman.
Yeah.
We're the Ease Way team, and you can check us out every Friday from 6 to 7 p.m., bringing you some of the hottest news local and around the world. You can be with anybody else, but you chose to be with us right now.
Right now.
Easeway Radio.
Easeway Radio. What's happening, E?
What's up, Sweeng?
Oh, man, got the wind beneath my feet, trying to stay standing.
Trying to stay standing. That's a hard thing to do.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Come on.
Oh, Tari just walked in. Tari, look, she come in and she's flapping at us. You hear that?
She late.
She come in and she's flapping. Let me tell you something.
Y'all,
She was stuck downstairs. The bougie
Of course, we're in the bougie place, so you need security.
You know, Terry's in the building, man. Very legendary host. I was happy to get her on the show. We've been actually trying to put a show together for a long time. After the T-Man show, for y'all that's not familiar, Tari come from the legendary T-Man show, syndicated.
I was a big fan.
You was a fan?
Yeah, I still don't know what T-Man looked like.
Oh,
What he look?
New York Jewish.
New York Jewish?
Yeah, New
he's
York
small,
Jewish.
too.
I heard he was mixed. Like
No,
what?
he's he's
I heard all
Jewish.
kind of rumors.
I'll show you a picture.
Okay, show me.
Yeah, he's New York Jewish. Wow.
So we got a
I
lot of
haven't had
things to
this
talk
on.
about, a lot of topics, man.
Oh, shoot.
A lot of things going on in the world, right?
I'm just going to tell you, like I was telling him, I'm glad coronavirus is going on because traffic was sweet.
That's cool.
Oh, no, I can't even. Hey.
I ain't lying. I am not lying. There ain't nobody on. I've never seen. I hate 405. I have never moved so smooth. I was like, dang.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Because the paranoia is strong out there.
We got a female Charlemagne.
I seen a girl on Facebook. She went on live and she was posting. She had sanitizer and gloves for sale.
She was
Oh, the
selling
little
it?
lounge. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Half-used
No, she
bottle.
was really selling them though.
You see how expensive it is?
Yeah,
They're like $3-4 now.
they 300 on
They used
Amazon.
to be like $1. What?
300.
Oh, wow. If
I
they-
got you 300. Hold up. Let me
Hey.
get that for you.
You know, everybody running around, especially black people, with super ashy hands because that sanitizer don't do nothing but dry you out.
Alcohol.
Super dry hands with hella diamonds.
Hella diamonds.
Look like diamonds sitting in the sand.
Did you see?
You gotta mix it.
I saw this on the I saw this on the news this morning. But Tito's put out Tito's vodka,
The liquor.
the liquor.
Yeah.
Put out some little blurb that because they were talking about sanitize, rubbing alcohol 60%.
Right.
Sorry, people, but Tito's only has 40% alcohol, so you can't use
That
that.
ain't gonna work.
They
That ain't gonna
really
work.
Yeah, they
did.
took the
They
gluten
put it
out.
out there. I was like,
They
There
gonna need
you
some
go.
Everclear to
No
get
gluten.
Yeah, Everclear already.
Everclear for the. I was about to say.
So I read a headline where they're saying that lobster's not even safe at like lobster restaurants because I mean people reach into the tank to get the lobster so much.
wow.
They were. I said, come on, man, they killing the lobster too.
They going.
Coronavirus lobster. I mean lobster. So my thing is this though, and I'm not trying to be funny, but why is it called coronavirus? Did Trump name this?
Hey, the Corona
Does
beer,
it come with a lime?
the Corona
Yeah.
beer stock went down
The
too.
Mexican.
Yeah,
name.
I heard
Because
they're
of
not.
that.
I heard
Yeah.
they're not buying it.
Yeah, they tried to
That's
pay to
kinda-
get the name changed.
That's kind of wrong. Why? It could have been the Budweiser virus.
It's really called something else, something 19.
No, they changed that to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
shorter.
CV19.
Oh, so somebody found the real name.
I guess he had a Corona in his hand.
But
I don't know.
we shouldn't be teasing people's dying and losing their lives from it. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just scary to know that. Okay, it's just like stepping closer and closer to your home,
Oh yeah.
right?
But let me point
It's in
something
rent.
out. The flu has killed more people.
Right.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The flu has killed more people. Why are we not tripping about the flu? And everybody freaking out. No, I'm not going to get the flu vaccine because you putting flu back in me. Yes, we are. But are you dead yet? But
Did you die?
But did you die?
But did you die?
But really, they do say that right now the flu has taken more lives than
that's true.
coronavirus,
That's
right?
true.
Here's another fact. If you look on your Lysol bottle if you have an old
Oh, yeah, I
Lysol
seen
bottle,
that.
Oh yeah.
It says
coronavirus
kills
is
coronavirus.
one of the
Listed
yes,
things?
one of the listed things. If Lysol knew about it years ago, why didn't we?
Well,
Right.
somebody
No,
told
but
me.
for real.
Somebody told me that's a different form of it though.
Regardless, flu has
Corona
different
is
forms.
corona,
I
brother.
know. I don't think it works if you just spray it on you.
You can't just take a
You can't drink
No,
it.
but-
Clorox bath.
No.
and
But
be
my
straight.
point is that it's been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's not a virus that's all brand new or anything like that. Flu has its various forms. Every year,
Yeah.
a flu virus is a different flu virus. So that's why they have you get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Because, it's a new flu, right?
Is it stronger?
Yeah, this is a flu,
This
it
is a
stronger,
flu.
but it just
This
attacks
is a flu.
the immune system.
Respiratory.
Respiratory. And
That's why, like, those who are, like, in Kirkland,
Right.
you have that's a big scare for me. I would be like, the families are speaking out, and then you're like going, yeah. What I mean,
Yep.
one of the I think sons called out Pence, Vice President Pence, like, if it's okay for my dad to be in this, nursing home, then you go ahead and come walk in here, and that boy didn't.
You're
He
not
was like,
going
nah,
there.
peace out.
Yeah.
But we support you.
You're not
You're
going
like,
in there.
But yeah, I mean, and just like the flu, it affects those who already have pre-existing conditions,
I can see that.
respiratory, things
Yep.
like that.
I can see that. It makes it easier for them
And-
to catch it.
Right, because your
Yeah.
immune system is so weak, and then your infants and your children and things like that. So
My baby's mom
So y'all
was
need
like,
to hurry up and go to the old folks home and check your
Right. My
grandmas
baby's
out, your
mom was like,
uncles
it's
out.
only attacking old people. I'm like, so you want to kill your grandma?
Yeah.
And what happens is, like, if it gets us and it don't really affect us, then we go hug our granny.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? And
Oh,
then-
grandma.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you die for your grandma?
No. I mean, yeah. But I don't want her to die for me.
So
Right.
TMZ's reporting that jailed inmates fear the worst. So should anyone care about the jail inmates?
Yeah, we should care. Everybody in jail ain't guilty. It's a couple of innocent cats up in there.
They just gonna get it.
Right. And then they got that recycled air so it
Yeah.
could go in and come back out.
Oh man.
well,
It's already Mercer and stuff in there. We don't
but
need
see, that's the
Corona,
thing.
too.
The coronavirus is a version of MRSA.
See, that's scary.
Yeah.
MRSA like
Like a
get
staph
you itching.
infection.
So
Yes.
you get the itching, you get all that.
I don't know. I just know that it does affect your respiratory. But it is a version of that, and however that is attacked.
Now,
Or I'm not.
We never killed the flu.
Again, every year
Mm-hmm.
the flu. There's a new flu virus, a new
Yeah.
version of it. It's a stronger one,
That's crazy.
and things like that. And again, the flu has killed more people.
That's crazy.
Right?
I'm not gonna take it lightly. I'm about to get me
No.
a whole bear suit.
The flu's killed people, but not this fast.
It almost killed me. I know that.
That's it.
I know
The
for
flu
It
real.
almost killed me like
Right.
almost 12 years
Well, I
ago.
had the
Yeah.
respiratory.
That's because you don't be
flu.
washing your hands.
I had the
No.
respiratory. You guys, I had the respiratory flu. What is it? The swine.
Did
Oh,
I-
yeah.
I passed out in the hospital. Everything. I'll tell you right now, that's something you don't want.
Right. Swine flu.
Sweeng would have his ringer on.
My bad.
Look at that. Look at
This
that.
dude's crazy. But I hope everybody protects themselves, get well, because nobody wants to die from the flu. If
Right.
that's truly what it is, which that's what it sounds like.
Well, we are in an election season, so the conspiracy theorists.
That's big. Let's talk about that. Everybody's thinking it has something to do with that.
Yes. If you look at like the swine and all, if, I saw that somewhere. I think it was, of course, on Facebook or something. But every election year, we have some major scare,
Yeah.
right?
Every 2
Oh
years.
my God, swine flu, this, swine, whatever, right? And
Yep.
so now this is the version.
That's crazy.
But that's a conspiracy theory.
So did
we
they
don't know.
report that it stopped anybody from going out the other day from voting?
No.
It
Well,
didn't.
and they're not
No.
closing down anything. They're not. I mean, as far Sounders play this weekend.
Yeah.
Comic-Con is still going on
No,
this
that's
weekend.
Comic-Con canceled.
Did they finally cancel?
Yeah.
Because this
Canceled
morning
it?
they
Yeah.
did.
But they letting basketball play at Tacoma, though.
Yeah, they are.
What about the XFL?
XFL, and that's crazy because the concession worker who tested
yeah.
positive was at the XFL game, right? Sounders play at that same stadium. They haven't called that game. But here's the thing. I think that what's interesting is that you, with all the schools and stuff that are closing down for weeks, for 2 weeks here, whatever
like
the
in
case may
Renton.
be, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to like totally decontaminize everything,
Yeah.
right? You close everything down. And by the way, UW
Yeah.
through the end of the quarter has closed down and everybody's doing online. But the question I have is this. So you sanitized your entire school,
How, though?
right? Well, they do deep clean and,
They wipe the pencils and
yeah,
everything,
no,
the
they
paper
just,
and-
like literally they go in and they deep clean everything, right? Supposedly. So in 2 weeks later, when the kids come back, it's contaminated again. You got germs again. So
Right.
so to me, it's like, okay, I get it. You got, but be precautionary. I'm not a fan of necessarily closing everything down. I'm a fan of everybody washing their hands.
Yes.
Good hygiene. Let's have extra, sanitizing and things like that. I'm a fan of that, but I think it's very difficult as humans to, like, the world is full of contaminants.
Yeah.
That's
Period.
true.
Point blank.
And you should
period.
be used to washing your hands and
Right.
things like that.
But
Anyway.
some people just wash the tip of their
Right.
fingers.
yeah.
You know?
The tip.
Some people just don't wash their hands.
That is true.
Dang.
It's just
Yeah.
wash the tip running under the water.
But you know what I thought was interesting? I went to the hospital the other day. You know how you can go to the hospital, you can get your dose of
That's why you went?
free gloves. You can always grab some from the hospital. Man, they had all that stuff locked up.
Are you serious? Because
You
they're worth
couldn't-
money now, right?
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah.
sell less.
Sell 'em.
Well, if we
Right.
keep taking them, then the doctors ain't gonna
Right.
have none, and they're
Right.
gonna be exposed.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
So
And
they'd
that's-
rather us get it.
Right.
That's not good, man.
I
You
know.
guys got me really like. I feel like
Paranoid?
you shouldn't even use your arms. You should keep your arms
Well,
in your clothing
you're supposed to be
and just get you one of them little
The little
what's that
hand
thing
clamps.
called? The little
The
hand
little
clamps.
grabbers.
Do you have a can of Lysol? Because after
I got a
this
can
is
of
over,
Lysol in the car. I got some hand
Y'all
sanitizer.
tripping, man.
Right?
Right.
Y'all tripping.
It ain't that
I'm with
serious.
you.
Y'all tripping, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have these things.
I mean,
No, I'm
come
not-
on, man.
Why don't
Right.
you just order you a bubble
You
off
know,
Amazon?
yeah. If you was gonna be sick, you would have been sick yesterday too. The
Right.
day
Nah, I
before
got
that.
sick already
Yeah.
at the before the big breakout. I got sick,
Yeah.
but I was scared too because they just announced that
Oh.
in China though. So I was like, man. And then I wouldn't don't know if I was being like a little racist, right? But I wasn't going to eat no teriyaki.
But you know what? They say that's been going on.
Xenophobe.
That has been going on. That Asians are now being discriminated against, and people are just
Yeah, that's
being.
How are the
Just
Asians? See, that's not
Because
fair.
it's from China. They're, so
Man,
go
that's
ahead.
messed
Let
up.
somebody go ahead and say something
That's
to me.
messed up.
Let somebody say something to
I wish
me. I wish would.
I wish an American would.
Yeah. I'll make American great again. Don't even get twisted.
You can't make
So-
America great with this disease.
But yeah, it's crazy.
This
It's
is
crazy.
like, so I read a headline. I don't know if T got it.
Oh.
But about
You
a
sent it to
10-year-old kid with a 3-hour standoff with the police
With what? A real gun?
with a real gun.
Shut up.
A real gun. So that's what society is
So
coming to.
where was this
today.
at?
Yeah. Where was
Now
it?
you want me? I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you send that to me?
You think I'm making that up?
No, I just want to know where.
10
it was.
years old, I'm like, who's raising him? Number one,
You'd
where's
be
the
surprised.
education of the gun violence coming from? Like, we grew up around gangs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it trampled over into families and things like that. But you don't see that activity no more. So
No.
where's these kids getting this from?
No, you
Video
do.
games?
You don't see
No.
it here. You see
Life.
it though.
No, you see it here. Come down south. Seriously,
Really?
it's. I just cleaned
It's
off
kids riding around with extendos in the shy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extendos.
In the shy. though.
Extendos,
They
yeah.
need them.
Well, I
they
mean,
need 'em
that's a
out there.
different story. That
Yeah, they don't
place
need
has
'em here.
always been crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. I think that we in the Pacific Northwest really think that there's no gang violence,
Oh, it
Y'all,
is.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
it
No,
definitely
but
is.
seriously,
Yeah.
y'all, sorry, it's out in the burbs.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
truly is.
It's just
I
like-
live
yeah,
it
it's
every
definitely
day.
out in the burbs.
yeah.
I see it every
What?
day.
They banging in
It's
Medina?
not a lot of murders.
No, Fed Wheezy,
Okay, he hit out in the
Novelty
shed.
Hill
A
click?
10-year-old boy. So the 10-year-old boy surrendered to police Thursday after hiding out in the shed. So that's when his youth kicked in when he tried to
His
play hide
shed.
and seek
He
with the
got
cops.
scared.
Yeah, right.
It's San Diego. So that makes sense. San
Oh.
Diego is high level of a little bit of gangbanging.
Is it?
Yeah. San Diego?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had to close
Yeah.
all their clubs
Oh
down.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, San Diego's off the chain.
I guess I only saw
They
the
call
good
it
sides
Dago.
of it. There you go.
Rocky Sandoval just walked up in here.
Rocky.
Rocky in
There
the
he
building,
is.
building.
Rocky, are you trying to be Elvis now?
Come on,
He
man.
got
Grew
the
your
Elvis
hair
look.
out?
I got something coming though. Something new. What's going on, everybody?
What's
He's
happening?
got
with-
something new.
Got something new coming, man.
Rocky Sandoval is
Yes.
a hardworking man in show business. I heard his single. I liked the single a lot. I wish we could play it, but I was surprised because Rocky took it to another level.
Okay.
You was
gotta check it
surprised
out.
that he did it? Rocky
Oh man,
been
it was more of
beast.
a harder record than I'm used to hearing
From him?
What?
from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Smooth, man.
Yeah,
I got
because
some-
he's
You know, he's like chill.
yeah, yeah.
He's like, oh, that's just Rocky. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the album should have been called "Who Pissed Rocky Off."
I think it's just a little bit more of an aggressive record because I feel where R&B's kind of changed a lot. So
You think?
and I think if I want to be as like in there with the rest of the people that what basically it's just kind of where the industry has shifted, and I wanted to show that I'm versatile also, even though I did come from 90s R&B. That's like my
Come
love.
on.
What do you think about what Puffy just said?
Puffy said a lot of things though.
What he said? What Puffy
He
said?
said he's bringing
He's bringing
R&B
it back.
Oh,
But
that's because he's trying to do making the band, man. that's just the leeway.
But here's the thing. I understand the whole remake and trying to be, up to date and things like that. But don't me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably get in trouble.
Say it.
But the music that this generation is listening to is trash.
Oh man,
Some of it.
So trash.
I gotta agree.
So trash. And it's sad.
Yeah.
Because
But when you say that, you mean what genre of music?
well,
I mean, exactly.
but here's the thing. Here's
say
the
what you
thing.
mean.
Here's the thing.
Teenagers.
There really is not a genre anymore
Yeah.
for R&B,
Yeah.
hip hop, and rap,
It's
right?
all one.
You're right.
It's all one. And I was part of that transition.
Yep.
I watched that. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Because back in the day, I mean, you had your hardcore genre. You had a rap station. You had R&B. You had your midnight station. You had that. There was, and maybe you had a little bit of cross line, but now it's just a jumble mess and it's trash.
That's real.
It's trash. And I mean, because my kids, even they grew up listening to all of it and because they were exposed to it so much, and they're like, whoa, can we just go back to? I mean, I've got a daughter that listens to Etta James.
Yeah.
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 You
that's
know,
real. Oh,
and
That's
and
real.
I just, it's crazy to me. I mean, okay, I get it, and I think that unfortunately it's the politics of radio.
So do you get afraid of losing your core fans when you touch records like the single?
It's strange because actually that record, the new record that just came out, that's always been me.
Yeah.
I've always had that in me.
Ooh,
I
see,
just
somebody
was-
just had to piss him off.
I feel like it's the other side, the good side, the clean side that everybody is like, oh, that's. But I'm
but
not
you
afraid.
but you lined up the whole look too with it. It was like,
He had to be gangster. for a
yeah, he
minute.
got the. I mean, if
like
y'all see
the-
Rocky right now, I don't know if he's a R&B cholo.
You know what?
He about to start throwing down some colors and stuff.
I think it had to do more so with just being a true artist is being able to express yourself in many different ways, right?
Yeah.
So like again, I look back at my career where I've started, and I'm still evolving. And I think there have been times where people say, I came out with a mixtape about 5, 6, 7 years ago called Mr. Versatility, and I felt like that was my calling card. But then it was like, you didn't want to be the jack of all trades. You wanted to really concentrate on one thing. And I think what it came down to was just making really good records. And so trying to find my lane was what has been like the process of what I've been doing now. But this lane that I got coming up, especially for 2020, a lot of the fans, they grow with you or they don't. And if they don't, it's all good. It's all love, right?
Right.
It's all love.
If they ain't made you platinum in 8 years, I mean, you got to go.
But also too, it's your chance to reach a new, the younger generation, right? Capture them a little bit and get their interest to give them a little bit of,
Yeah.
But what we're used to hearing is not what they're gonna get, and so it's almost like you're introducing like your evil twins, so to speak, to the younger generation, and so that when they hear the good twin, they'll be like, oh wow, and that goes
real.
to your versatility.
If we think about it, that's our generation used to actually be what they wanted to be. They didn't have to worry about stepping outside the box because we actually was waiting for you to be a little different on the next record, right? Dave Toledo says you guys are being too nice to each other.
What we supposed to be doing?
We supposed to be ranking.
On the
Oh,
show.
they want to hear
E-Dawg's
something like
head
that.
is so big.
Oh man.
How big is it?
Oh man.
So Rocky, you're doing some community things that we were
Yes.
talking about. And that was the whole point of bringing you up here, man. Is because we got a lot of shows out there, television shows, radio shows, where people feel like to bring the audience to you had to be ignorant. You had to, always push the line, right? So I was like, if we have any artists on the show, we should have artists that's actually participate in some things too, that other than music.
Right.
Like we do music, we know that's in the blood.
Right.
But what else are you doing behind the scenes for your community? I know you're a teacher.
Yes.
People don't even know that.
Nah,
Like,
yeah.
are you a
Speak on
college
it, speak
teacher
on it.
or?
I teach I teach at Clover Park Technical College. That's kind of my day job. So for like the last 6, 7, 8 years, I've had like this Clark Kent Superman thing going on. It's like Monday through Friday I'm teaching, and it's still I'm still affecting people. It's the same thing as a stage, because when you're in a classroom, you got all of these
That
people
is your
that
stage.
are that's
Yeah.
like a stage.
So
also.
the kids run around and say, my teacher got cuts.
I used to do, man, I taught a youth program downtown Tacoma with Mill Garden Goodwill, and it was hard to teach the youth because they were so hip to what was going on with music. So somebody had spilled on, said, hey, your teacher has some stuff on Spotify. So that came up, and then all of a sudden, especially like, my female students, all of a sudden I was doing some stuff on the board, and I hear giggling and stuff with my music in the background. Turn around, and then after that, it was like, man, it was tough because they weren't taking me seriously, right? It had to be. There's still a professionalism that I have to draw, and so. Yeah, I mean, teaching.
So what did you do? Turn around, hey, don't play that.
I said it in a way cooler way than that.
How'd you say it?
He performed it.
How'd I say it? Yeah, how I performed it now.
He had to stay in character. Come on, cut that off. You're gonna make me sing.
See, I'm curious. I want to
that's
hear
a
it
good
now.
white man
Yeah,
voice.
yeah. Right.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
damn,
That was pretty good.
I've been in the suburbs too long.
Yeah, you have.
I don't even think it's fake.
That's how he really talk.
I'm officially sold out.
I know.
As soon as I hit the exit, my voice changed. Oh, this is where I live.
Well, and how have you been these days, E?
Right.
It's been a few years.
No, really though. When I moved to Maple Valley, it was scary because I was like, first of all, my boy was like, "Oh, you moving to Maple?" Tyler. He's like,
Man.
"Oh, you moving to Maple Valley? You sure you want to live there?" And it was his spots, and I was like, "Yeah." And he had me scared. So then they got these trails, and you go walk through the trails in the morning, and here come all these people, and of course I'm the only African American in the trail.
Say it.
Plus I got a hoodie on.
And you
Plus,
got
I got
and
a
you had
hoodie
a
on.
Okay.
So I'm like, as soon as it was crazy because like, hi,
Yeah,
hey, how you doing? Good morning. I'm like, how do I respond? I got to go rehearse these
Oh
things.
my gosh, that's so funny.
Like, and keep your G, like, good morning.
yeah.
Morning. What's up?
You don't just go with the nod?
Yeah, they like, hey.
Oh, they don't know what to do with that. They're
Do they
like,
ever
oh,
test
what's
you
the
out there?
nod?
Wait a
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
They go down.
Did he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
say moaning without the R?
Because they're used to a hat. They're used to a little cowboy
Do they ever
hat.
test you out there in
Do
Maple
they
Valley?
test me?
Yeah.
One lady tested me. She didn't like the fact that I didn't take the cart and put it back, being between the, the
Did you say,
banisters.
excuse me, I grew up on
No,
Horton.
she acted
this
like I
what-
shot somebody.
Hey, that's
got
what
out
happened
of-
when you're an old rapper.
Right.
He said, you still
People don't know about you no more.
He ride around with his vinyl. You know who I am.
That's me in the curl.
Hey,
That's me right there. Same year NWA came out. I was right there.
I was right there.
I'm a dad now.
Make
Try to talk to.
Shouts out to Sweeng One,
Jeez.
a.k.a.
Yeah.
Kimbo
Man,
Slicing.
Ooh. Shout out to
But
Jermaine Dupri.
no, for real. So give me a little background on the community thing we were talking about.
So
that you got
doing
going.
the teaching stuff, I'm heavily involved in the community, especially with just after school programs that have to do with the arts.
Oh, you need to come to my Boys and Girls Club.
I would look, man. Actually, I'm trying to find
That's
out
where I
how
work.
I
I
would.
was like, you got your own.
That's
Well, overseas. Yes, I do.
I'm hanging with
trying to tap into that. I'd really love.
No,
to.
I would love to because
You
we
know.
have a recording studio there.
Really.
Yes,
That's super dope.
we
yeah.
sure do.
Yeah.
And we have some amazing kids, and we have our youth development professionals, Najee and Dante, are really, really good, and they
Yeah.
would probably love to have some guidance and just to have you there. Oh yeah,
That we gotta
we're
definitely.
hooking up.
Yes,
we're
for
hooking
sure.
up
For
because
sure.
that would be amazing. We're gonna do a showcase.
That's super dope. Yeah, that's essentially like my dream is to actually open up some opportunities for younger artists because a lot of these younger artists they don't look at me because I kind of still blend in with them, but I have a ton more experience and I didn't have anyone like really guide me. The only OGs that really helped me were like E-Dawg and his group before when I was running with Ocean Records. Those guys were helping me out a lot. Basically, a lot of the people that I looked up to, they kind of sprinkled a lot of things, but then they've moved on and did other things.
Yeah.
So now it's like I feel like it's my responsibility to work with a lot of these younger artists because now the game has changed with how the internet works. But I'm like that artist that never quite got over the hump, who's still trying, and I think that my story resonates with a lot of people
Oh,
because I've never gave up. All of my colleagues that I came up with back in 2003, 2004 are doing their own thing now, but I'm still kind of there. And so I've kind of used that platform. I wrote a record last year called Today, and it was one of my more inspiring records, and it was in a lane of like, well, I didn't want to do the record because it sounded too Disney. And then when I did the record, it was like, man, it opened up doors like, with the city. I got a chance to work with the Tacoma Refugee Choir, who I'm heavily involved with now.
That's dope.
We are working on a project that comes out on the 10th for the census, which is really big. You know how the voting, making sure that everybody counts regardless of your age, gender, especially for the refugees. So
Right.
I've worked really closely with Erin. She's great. She's wonderful. She's given me a platform, which goes back to your question when you're like, man, Rocky's got this new record that's hard. It's different. And so I had to like really battle with myself to see what kind of a brand was going to be put out. And at the end of the day, it was like people are going to like you for who you are truly as a person. Because I see a lot of people who are my favorite artists that are really ratchet, but then when you talk to them, they got this whole other side. It's like this. It's
We
weird.
got a
It's
word
like,
for that. What is
was
it?
it? I didn't. I was
What
trying to
it's
look
called?
for the right word.
Sold out.
No,
But
it's funny.
but that's true. I mean, think about it over time. Like I remember Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
did jazz out of
right.
nowhere. She did jazz.
Sure did.
She came and performed at Jazz Alley.
She did Jazz Alley?
She
Yes.
wasn't bad either.
And
Really?
she, and I have her 3 albums.
She made
Man, that's
3 albums.
She made
Crazy.
3 jazz
Wait,
albums.
3 jazz albums?
3 jazz
Oh,
albums.
wow.
Pull it up.
This girl's the truth.
And so, but we're so again, I think it's 3.
It might be.
Yeah,
She been
I'm
out here
thinking
for a long time.
Yeah, she did.
2 to 3, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because I have them. I think they're in my car. But the thing is that you never would expect that from her.
Yeah.
At all. Like I was like, what? You sing? You do?
You know what's funny? When I first met
And jazz?
Rocky, I think I met you from Brent, right?
Yeah, Brent OG.
Yeah, Brent
That's how I
OG.
met Sweeng.
Yeah,
man.
we was doing a little Who's Ranking joint, and he walked in there, and I thought this guy was about to speak broken English.
Well,
I'm not even gonna lie.
stereotyping like
No,
a
I wasn't even-
Swing a
That's
comedian.
that's just how he
This
looked.
guy's a comedian,
And
man.
as soon as he opened his mouth, he was like, "What's happening, dog?" I was like, but when he sung, I was like, "Man, this boy got pipes."
I'm
He
all
got
right, thank you.
pipes. Yeah,
Somebody-
you
somebody-
gotta say what that means.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, he
Yeah,
can,
don't
oh,
say that, man.
Pause.
Pause.
Pipes mean he can really sing.
Okay, say it.
Yeah, no, he surprised me too.
They might not
and he
know.
really surprised me because I was like, when Ocean decided to put him on the Ladies Night Out series, it was a big stage.
Right,
and I
right.
know you can get lost as an artist on a
Yeah.
big stage if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, he handled that.
And he handled it. And then he had some dance moves.
Did he do some Bruno Mars?
God, what I was
It
doing.
was
I
like
Bruno.
It was like a little Bruno and Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie. Yeah.
You know Lionel Richie.
Man, I used to dance, and then I tried to break dance when I was younger, and then I almost broke my hand, and I'm like, man, let me just stick to.
You broke your hand and quit. That's
Quit,
part of
man.
that's part of the process.
That's real break dance.
Yeah, that's real break.
Yeah, break dance.
You know,
Yeah.
on the wood.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could dance.
I'm not a dancer.
Let me see your best combination.
Come on, hit it.
Man, I'm old like that.
So do we have that? We got a record.
We
It's
do,
clean,
yeah.
right?
Where's
It's
it at?
super clean, yeah.
I sent
Super
it to
clean,
you.
he said.
Super clean.
Super
You gave me
clean.
the so we
Did
got
you self-edit?
I push the tape.
Yeah.
You know how you push the tape, pause, and
right,
then
pause.
go right. I used to do that to all of my Tupac records. I couldn't have rap records in the house. Shout out to my mom's.
You couldn't,
Nope, she wouldn't let me, man.
but she supports your movement like crazy. She's at the concerts where
Yeah,
whether it's all chocolate or not.
Now she's
You Filipino, right?
Filipino, yeah.
See,
yeah.
and that's the closest. I mean,
We're
man,
pretty similar, man.
Well,
They're
they
talented.
say that we are the black.
They're descendants
Hey,
of black
hey,
people.
hey.
Yeah.
We the black Asians.
Yeah, that's true. So let me give a plug real quick, man, because I told my boy I'll make sure I look out for his business.
Okay.
Cal and his dog Spot, detailing located in Maple Valley.
Aw.
He's been cleaning my
What's up,
cars.
Cal?
He's been cleaning my cars since I got to Maple Valley, actually.
car.
And it's one guy, so he really takes pride in his work. If you got a nice car, I'm talking about classic or a regular vehicle, and you just want to get it washed, because there's lack of hand washes now, especially
Yes.
on Rainier Avenue. They shut them all down, right?
'Cause
So
people were shooting
I don't
each
go
other
through. I don't like going through I don't want to say no names, but you know what I mean. The shops where you got to drive through and all these things are banging on your car.
The on air.
Yeah, when you come out the other end. So I've been using Cal's Detailing, man, located in Maple Valley. If you guys go in there and say you heard it on E's Way, he'll give you 20% off of a full detail.
20. I'm
20%
going with that
off,
tomorrow.
and he'll give you 10% off of your car wash. He does hand car washes, overspray removal, waxing, all kinds of things like that. So y'all check out Cal. Let me give you the phone number, man. I'm over here talking
Yeah,
about
do
Cal.
Cal and his
Well, let
dog.
him
Say,
Spot.
you
And
know
his
what?
dog.
And his
But
dog
here's
Spot.
one thing.
The dog.
Can I
Go ahead.
just step in here? I want to say that can we talk about him and Mr. Cater guy here?
Yeah, we'll
Mr.
get to that
Chef-
right after.
No, no, no.
Yes, no, let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
No.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
I want to talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, so Cal's number is 425-413-0343. 425-413-0343. It's located at 23312 Maple Valley Highway, Suite C. Go check out Cal and his dog Spot. Get your car clean, man. Especially you guys that got all that smoke in there. I'm sure. So, yeah, I cater. I do food. I got
Where?
You have never seen his.
I've never tasted his food.
Oh, I haven't
reason.
either.
I've seen
He'll
it.
post
I've
it. I'll
seen
call
it.
him like,
Yeah,
show
I've
me
seen
a
it.
plate. He'll go offline.
I mean, well, and that's my thing. Like, look,
You're not
like
in your
I sit
area.
there, he'll put out it like, hey, this is available. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you like, what
Nah.
corner are you on?
Yeah.
At his house, you got to go.
Right,
eat
you
I
gotta
hit you up, E.
Right.
I saw one of his pictures. I was
Right.
like, what's up with the gumbo?
Okay,
Right,
here's the deal.
I'm
but
like,
he's, and
Your
he's
pic-
like, and I'm like, what
Trial
the
Your
side.
pictures look
I'm
delicious.
gonna let it out the bag, okay? The reason why you ain't taste my food is because
Clickbait.
I started a food service for a certain type of person. People.
Wow.
So
Ooh,
I go by credit.
discriminating.
I go by credit score.
Uncle Ruckus.
goes by credit.
He changed.
He's Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
I go by credit score. That determines what you gonna get. Now, if you want a sandwich at the 430,
Let me tell you something.
Oh, it's
at
gonna
the
be.
430
You can
credit
make
score,
no
you get a
more
hot
drop
link
top
burger.
remixes just for that. You better stay in Maple Valley.
I love Sweeng. No, honestly, I try to, you know, I seen this marketing thing one time. It was like, when you're beginning, you kind of want to go against yourself too, to get people like curiosity bubbling off of what your food really tastes like, or
Oh, you
know,
did that.
like sometime I went against my sauce. Like, you didn't even know it was me. I made a fake profile. I was like, man, this sauce might be nasty. Everybody talking about this sauce. Why everybody buying this sauce? And it was me. Everybody
So
was
your
like,
food is
"Ah,
clickbait."
this sauce is good.
So your food is clickbait.
Clickbait. There you go.
Okay, but it's no
Clickbait.
food. It's no food behind it.
I don't really.
There's no food behind it.
It's no food.
He make a personal plate,
wait, what did you
greens
say?
and
You said
cornbread
it was
and ribs. He take a
Catfishing
picture
the
and he
food
send it out
industry,
there.
He be catfishing all of us.
Catfishing.
Catfishing
Clickbait.
us on
Where
food.
you messed up at is I use professional containers at
You
home.
did.
You
Man,
do.
you
I
think-
seen it.
Nah, I ain't going to cash and carry for myself. Like, I really cook food. I just got to the point where it's hard to, like
You didn't have
the
a storefront.
demographics really play
Yeah.
in it, right? Because people think, oh, it's funny because some people like that ain't my heritage. They go, oh, you cook? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I need to call you because I be loving them ribs and beans and black-eyed peas. And I go, nah, that ain't what I cook. And like, for real, they be already
they want,
thinking
though.
that's the type of food I cook. I cook everything.
Yeah.
I don't just be cooking one thing, man.
He even got his own barbecue sauce.
and then the color.
Did
Look,
he really
look,
make it?
he really does.
Did he really make
the,
it?
Let me tell you the divide.
Put ketchup.
My people will
Little
call
brown
me.
sugar
My
in
people will
there.
call me and say, "Hey, man, I got an event, 30 people.
Yeah.
I want you to cater." I said, "Okay." Then I do the math,
Yeah.
and they go, "Oh yeah, no, I was just thinking you bring a few things, you know." And I'm like,
Right.
"Dude, you said cater.
Price
Cater is
too high.
different
Yeah,
than
it is.
yeah,
It
drop
truly
some
is.
food off and,
Yeah.
and leave."
Yeah.
And I got frustrated, but I got used to it. I started saying, "You sure you want me to cater?"
They just want
Do you want
they
me
just
to
want you
cater or do you want
They
me to
want one-
drop
No,
off?
they just want you to
Right.
come through and
Just
cook something.
specify.
They want you to
Yeah.
come cook something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if you noticed
Right.
or not, but I took your hot sauce. You know, I got a hot dog cart, and I took his hot sauce and made up a dog and called it the E-Dawg.
For real?
Yeah.
Aw.
And I ain't even never
Aw.
tasted your food. I'm
So
taking it
where-
off.
so-
I'm taking it off the menu.
Did you
Hot
bring enough
sauce.
for everybody? Oh, obviously you didn't because
No.
you're just going to talk about it. You
Yeah.
just as bad as
I'm
he
like
is.
him.
Clickbait.
Talk about
See, look
clickbait.
at that. He over here talking, I made a hot dog.
Did you
called
say?
Easy
Did he
Dog.
say
Hey.
put hot sauce on a hot dog?
No, I put
No,
his
it's my
barbecue
barbecue
sauce.
sauce.
Oh, you said hot sauce. Clear
mean-
that up.
Well, it's hot barbecue sauce. Same thing.
No, it ain't.
He trying to clear
It's
it.
supposed to be hot. It's called.
No, it ain't.
I can't even say what it's called.
It's called Mother. You can
Mother.
say it now.
Oh, mother. Oh, you
Change
changed it to mother.
Yeah.
It's mother sauce.
Mother sauce.
Mother sauce.
Anyway, y'all crazy, man. So what happened with the coronavirus?
Oh,
So
No, I just wanted-
Sweeng was see, you got Sweeng ready to promote his hot dog cart.
Yeah. Couple of
And
dogs.com.
couple of
Shameless
dogs.
plugs.
Right there
Yeah.
on Yesler and 23rd.
If you guys see him skating down the street,
In the back of Acura.
oh, I didn't mean it. You
South
guys
Center.
you
Behind
wear skates,
Walmart.
right?
Center.
Renton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's-
Half top, boy shorts.
Hey, you
Just
guys,
go down.
hey, can you tell the
Hey,
story?
I want to talk about something.
Right?
No.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, can you tell the story about
Don't say this.
about the city when the guy came and ordered the health department came and ordered the hot dog from you on the low?
That's how you gonna do me.
No,
Oh,
tell,
yeah.
that's a
Okay.
good story.
So when I
listening.
first started, I was wait, I gotta watch what I say because I might incriminate myself. Okay, so when I first started, I wasn't quite familiar with all the rules.
Also, you didn't get a business license.
I had the business license. I had everything. I just forgot to stop at the health department. Yeah. So I pulled up. You know, I plugged it. It was the old after hours. Man, you can come here and do it anytime. So I plugged up, had the generator going,
Sound like
pulled
that.
my little cord out.
This is funny.
And dude pulled up, and he turned around. I was like, oh, I got a customer. So he walked up. I threw my gloves on. What you need? He was like, I want one of them Seattle dogs. So I started making it. He stood there for a minute. He took a bite. He said, this is delicious, but let me tell you something, man. I'm from the health department.
And you said that one's on me.
He
No
said,
problem.
he
bro.
said, I'm from
No
the health
problem.
department, and I just noticed that your tags on your card say 92.
Oh, wow.
He still ate the hot dog.
He said, lucky for you, I'm off duty. And you did everything right. Like, this is excellent. You
You
did.
would have got a 5.
But you better not be here tomorrow. I know that.
Wow.
And
What was you gonna say, Terry? What?
you still want a hot
Well,
dog?
no, I was gonna
Yellow
switch.
dog.
I was gonna switch the subject a little bit because he started talking about boy shorts
Yeah.
and the roller skating, and I think I brought
Damn,
this.
what
I said that.
He said that, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I want to get a feedback, especially from you males,
Yeah.
okay.
about how do you feel about the generation and the not
dress wear.
well, not only dress, but the whole not identifying with their gender. Now, wait. Dwayne Wade. We all know his son or his daughter now, who he supports, and it is 12. From my understanding, she identifies as a female, born a male.
How old?
12.
Okay.
So he is supporting that. He and Gabrielle and the whole family. He's been getting a lot of backlash about that. So I've been seeing a lot on Facebook, a lot of, especially men of color, who feel that men of color are being
agenda.
Yeah, their masculinity is being challenged because of not identifying with the gender. Because you have, men in dressing in dresses or being
and he
very
supported it. That's the beef, right?
The beef is that he is supporting that his son is one who identifies and feels as a female. When he came out to them and eventually wants to get a sex change, and he is supporting that, right? Some of the criticism is that the child is 12. How would the child know?
He said he knew his son was gay at 3.
Did he? See, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. That's too much. Man.
But the thing is that so my question, I'm going to lay it out there to you. I'm gonna lay this out to you gentlemen. Because I feel that as a mother, we're a little bit more open-minded, we're a little bit more nurturing, we're a little bit more accepting. Men, it's your ego, I feel, or just, and I mean by ego not in a negative way, but I think that you guys at times, some men feel that, oh, if my child is gay or comes out or identifies as female, that is a knock on your manhood and what I don't produce weak,
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
My thing is, like, it's easy to criticize when it ain't your child. You know what I'm saying?
Of course it is.
But this is your child. You done raised him. You done nurtured him. You done taught him how to be a man, and then he takes the left turn. Now, as your child, it's going to be hard, but you're going to support your child in whatever you do. That's what we're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
You're supposed to do, but are you really?
Is that supporting?
I don't know about 3. I'm sorry. At 3, at 3 years old.
At 3 and 8 and 9, is that supporting or is
so
that
at 3 years
teaching?
old, my question is: at 3 years old, was he treating him like that because
what
he
I'm saying.
felt that himself?
You know what? In some of the things that he has posted and pictures, as we've followed, I've never, and not until just recently did I see any type of insinuation that his child was gay at all.
I always thought Dwayne Wade was a little funny for years.
Well, hold on now, because we got to be careful.
Because I'm funny, but I ain't
careful.
funny.
But
So what you
I'm
mean?
saying, honestly, you got to
Well,
in the world today.
You
is
do
very,
have to be very sensitive.
You got to be, I don't know if you call it funny because they're humans,
He dresses different.
right? Dwayne,
But-
the whole generation does now.
But the whole generation.
Hey,
But look
you
at the NBA. No. Look at the NBA and the NFL. Cam Newton gets criticized every time he comes out wearing something crazy.
Yep.
But
That's
you know
not
what?
crazy. That's women clothes.
But you know what? Go to Europe.
It's not.
Go
It's a
to-
satchel.
Go to Europe.
Yeah.
Because in
Oh yeah,
Europe,
they do. They been dressing.
in
like
Europe, that is considered high fashion. And I guarantee you Cam Newton spent dollars
for
on
his
that.
outfits.
It
Yeah.
just look a little different when you
But-
see a 6'8" big black buff dude wearing it.
But
They play
see,
football.
the thing is, you automatically say it's girls' clothes, but it's not. Why does it have to be
Is it
automatically
neutral fashion? Is it neutral?
Why couldn't it be? Why couldn't it be? In Ireland, men don't wear pants.
That's true.
They don't. They wear a skirt because that is.
You just made a gang of women want to move to.
But that's what I'm saying. That they wear their kilt.
Yeah.
Samoan.
That's true. Because
They
Prince
don't-
Prince
have you
dressed
been
like a
to
woman for
Samoa?
years.
Yeah. It's normal in
It
certain
is
places.
normal in Europe.
Prince is a
in
boss.
right.
He was
Man, whoever's trying to get my Instagram, stop. Literally, I keep getting password resets.
But see, that's why I'm bringing it to the table because I see that so often.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I have 5 kids. I have 2 sons and 3 daughters.
Do you?
Yeah,
You look good.
thank you.
Hey.
I CrossFit 5 days a week.
like the
man.
babies
it
take
is.
away from them.
Now I'm lost on what just happened because
He
it was supposed to be, hey,
Hey.
but you guys went, hey.
Ah,
So
no, I didn't.
I'm confused.
Careful.
No, I'm saying
That's
at
what
3
you-
years
because
old,
you was just
I knew you
agreeing
was
on
gonna
it.
say that. But listen, this is my whole thing. I'm kind of like, because hip hop really went crazy about it when the new generation start wearing the
Can we talk
fashion.
Prince?
But
Can we talk
but
Prince?
let's
Can we
take it
talk
back.
Prince?
I was about
Yeah, I
to say,
just
let's
said
take
that.
Can we
it back.
talk Prince?
It's been like we're just going in a circle.
He been wearing bootyless
Rappers
chaps for
too.
years.
And heels, because he is
He
short.
get more played and
But
And
but
rappers too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar Hill Gang, they had the tighties and the cowboy boots and
Rick James.
come on, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Back in that.
No.
But time repeats itself.
But guess what? We're in that
This is the
cycle.
time now. This is the time.
We're in a cycle, right?
When I think of like the athletes, going back to what Terry was saying, this is interesting because I remember like, especially in the NBA, you had to wear a certain kind of dress code. David Stern had that dress code,
Right,
right?
he did.
And then Allen Iverson came and kind of changed everything. But he was made such a
Bad boy.
bad boy,
wasn't
a
that
mockery.
bad.
It wasn't. So, he will literally opened up the doors, but he was made the example. He was like the sacrificial lamb for everything.
Yes, he was.
So
But
was
him-
Rodman, and then all of a
Oh, yeah,
sudden,
Rodman,
they
yeah,
go
yeah.
they go into that direction. That's like the cool thing now. Your clothes got to be tighter and all these other things. But
Right.
how come they weren't able to accept that what Allen Iverson, who I really think he is hip hop, he's the
For sure.
culture. Like he
brought.
blended
He was
sports.
the tats.
He was
Yeah,
like
he
he
was
was.
tatted.
It's too
Yeah.
masculine.
Yeah.
and that's
It was intimidating.
He's the-
I
Yeah.
guess
It was
because-
intimidating.
That's
and
too
I feel
masculine.
like there's a correlation with that because and again, I like to read up, and before I even like say something, I read up about a lot of things too, and I think that the demasculation of African American males is a real thing.
It's a real
Right,
thing.
right.
It's a
Well,
real
and that's
thing.
why I
It's
brought
just-
it up.
But I
That's
mean,
why but for years, for generations, let's talk about how. I mean, I remember Oprah did this, but for years there was a book, and she had the author about how in the African American community, you had all these hidden black men
On the down low.
on the down low because in the African American community that was so not accepted, so forbidden.
That's real.
So not
And
accepted.
I think we've seen it growing up with
Yeah.
Prince and Michael and all that. We knew what was up, but we didn't really focus on that. We let the talent speak for itself. I think that at this point, because there's less talent, we focus on the actual whole beam, right? So, but my whole thing is, man, we've pinned when we was breakdancing, we used to take our Levi's and at the bottom of the Levi's, we'd tighten the bottom so you can show off your Adidas. I mean, it's all. I mean, I don't think fashion defines a person,
Right.
right? I don't think. I think people are fashionable. Like you said, I think we go to Italy, like some of the high end shoes and stuff like that might look like they can go on a woman.
Nah, man.
So
they
so
wearing-
in the future, the bottom line is you gonna be hey, you gonna be calling your girl work. Hey, you take my jacket.
no,
That's like the whole.
no.
Wear a pair of skinny jeans.
Yeah, with your booty
Yeah.
Yeah, I
out,
wear skinny jeans sometimes, but they
Sagging.
just don't.
Skinny.
sagging,
I mean,
With
watch
the-
your tone.
sagging.
Yeah.
But why are we sagging
Hey,
still?
E-Dawg's
Look,
not allowed to
they
wear
wear
skinny
skinny jeans sagging with their butt out, and they got holes cut in their knees.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be careful because it is a community,
Yeah,
right?
we talking about everybody.
I
though.
know,
we
no,
talking about
no, we
youngsters.
ain't talking about
youngsters.
youngsters. I know we got to be a little bit careful here so we don't get that. So we got 9 minutes. We want to get into the Rocky Sandoval record. Tell us about this record as we go into it.
so
Which one?
switching
I know that was
from like this
Woo!
to
Yeah, switching. Yeah, thank you.
so
squirrel.
Pineapples.
hey, that was Terry trying to get us in trouble.
Yeah, we need a safe word. We need a safe word. What's the
That
safe
was her
word?
trying to get us in trouble with that, bringing all that up right there.
Pineapples.
We can't talk.
So Rocky gave us a record that ain't out yet. He actually got a release date for it.
actually I got
Or did you
So,
switch it on me?
Yes, I switched it up. But
Wow.
and the reason being is because this year is one of the things that I'm doing is I'm releasing a song every month. Like I got like 12 singles coming up. 6 of them are already on deck.
Like
The one that I was going to debut here was a Mother's Day joint song, which I
Okay.
think is probably going to be one of my bigger records.
Okay.
I put a lot of time into it. But the record that I did bring today was my January release called Remedy. And then I got other records coming, but I'm really I'm pushing a mini tour that I'm doing 9 10 cities out here in Washington to try to do that grassroots
You need a host.
route again. I might.
Come
I
on,
might-
I'm right
I
here.
might have
I'm right to the
you know?
left, to the right.
But yeah, so I brought that up. I felt like it was appropriate for the show. But I really also wanted to push the March 10th census song
So
that I'm doing.
this is the census song. we
No,
got?
no, this one is called Remedy.
What is this one about?
This one is
Remy.
It's just got that it's got that old school feel to it. You know, I'm an old soul at the end of the
Okay.
day.
Come
You
on.
didn't bring us an old record because you're always old, right?
Nah.
So
He's just as
so
old as us.
give
so.
everybody your social media and stuff like
You
that.
could follow everything at www.rockysandoval.com, and then there's a dashboard there that can get to my IG.
Mhm.
Everything is just Rocky Sandoval, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora.
Smart move, make it
Yeah.
easy for the
Just
listeners.
Yeah,
All right, y'all.
www.rockysandoval.com.
So this is Rocky Sandoval. Is this one of your singles?
Yes, it came out in January. Get out there and
It's called Remedy?
It's called Remedy.
Exclusive.
Ease Way. 1150 KKNW Ease Way. I see it no other way. You know what the motto is. If it's out there, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Sweeng One Tari free.
Yep.
DJ Hustleman in the building.
Yeah.
And we got my man John, which is part of Ease Way Radio now. And we got my man Rocky Sandoval that just gave us a beautiful record, man.
Yeah.
I heard a little twist in there. You know.
I got the Remy. Was it Remy?
I got the
Remedy. Like
So
No, I'm just playing.
Remy. I like Remy too.
I like
so,
Remy. I like
So every Friday night, you can catch us here, Ease Way Radio, 6 o'clock to 7 p.m. As you're driving home stuck in traffic, just tune in 1150 a.m. Or you can go online, 1150kknw.com, and check us out there. Push listen, man. And just, if you feel like calling in, getting involved with the subject or anything like that, go ahead freely. I'm sure Terry will correct you if you're wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
Not that
Sweeng
way.
One will put his muscles on you
I
if
just-
you
I just like to get it.
buck up.
I just want to shout out the sound man. Though,
Shout
for
out
holding
to
us
Soundman.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
I see you
Sound
over
Man.
there.
Nate
Yeah.
down.
This
Why'd
dude's
you have
about
to put it in your club
6'11".
voice, though?
Because I like doing it.
Right? I was telling Swing, I was like, Swing, man, this show gonna be a little different. Watch what you say. And I thought he was gonna be the Charlemagne, but he ended up being the Charlemagne.
Right.
I had to save us from getting beat up.
Actually, Terry is the
Terry is the
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. She
Terry-
did that.
Yeah.
She was going there.
No, but she was politically
Maneuvering.
Like she had the knife and was like, just back up. You said, give me that knife. Why you running from them like that?
I got the knife.
It's a knife.
Hey, man, I want to bring up something that was funny. Swing hates this. I remember when we was at a club, and I just thought this was you got the ultra joke one year. Remember? And I was like, about your dad and the living room separation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I said, Swing, go on stage and tell him your joke. And Swing was like, man, this ain't, you just can't do it like that. I gotta get into it. I said, no, man, go ahead and tell him your joke. And he's like, man, all right. So he's like, he want me to tell you his joke. He told the joke, and it was crickets. And I was like, he said, man, why you make, man, it took a toll on both of us because I thought it was the joke of the year.
It was. But the setup was whack. He was like, Swing, just say your joke right now.
Anyway, man,
Yep,
come
can't
back,
do
check
that.
us out next Friday,
Yeah.
1150 KKNW.